Alright, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is why the U.S. government pays $10 million a year for this yacht. I don't know. Let's check it out. Let's see where this takes us.
On June 27th, 2022, this yacht, the Amadea, arrived in San Diego, having sailed all the way from Fiji on the U.S. government's dime. And ever since, it's sat there, never sailing except for little ups and backs to downtown, with nobody setting a foot on board besides a skeleton crew of deckhands and engineers that keep it afloat.
Why?
Its helipad? Copterless. Its two baby grand pianos? Silent. Its mosaic swimming pool? Unswum. What gives? Did some clubbillionaire come for Comic-Con and choose to settle down? Of course not. No, the Amadea is here thanks to a tangled web of laws, sanctions, and shady companies that make it nigh impossible to buy it, use it, break it.
Okay, yes, it's definitely going to be something sanction-oriented. He said 2022, so we're guessing something most likely regarding Russia.
Fix it, let alone bop it, twist it, pull it, or, and this would be my vote, sink it, plunder it, profit. The Amadea is one of at least 15 yachts tied to Russian oligarchs, collectively valued around $2.9 billion US, seized by the US, UK, and other European governments following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The vision was that after confiscating the boats, governments would auction them off and use the proceeds to help rebuild Ukraine while sending a strong message that only good boys get good toys. But in the year and a half since, the seized super yachts haven't so much been making money as they've been sucking money into a swirling vortex of maintenance fees.
What's funny is that not only America is going to be experiencing these fees, because again, yeah, we took a lot of them, sure, but there are a lot of other countries who did the same thing, right? They just took them and they're all just sitting there storing them. I personally would probably take them out of the water and store them offshore, personally, all right? Or onshore, that was this. I definitely would do that because you can save a lot more money, right? And all the money that you're spending and all the dock that you're literally wasting, just store it on land. All right, let's go.
Italy, which has 4 yachts in its care, has had to set aside over 13 million euros a year to keep these assets in shape. Antigua pays $28,000 a week for this guy, and the US government drops around $1,000 a day just in dock fees for the Amadea, with her total upkeep costs clocking in at around $10 million a year. To get why we're paying all that instead of, say, making the oligarchs pay it or sinking the boats, we have to take a little detour.
Yeah, you can't prove it.
Sanctions do and
you can't prove them.
Don't do. Things they
no
do.
Doubt.
Allow feds to cook up a list of their least favorite Russian oligarchs and ban them from doing any transactions using U.S. financial systems, and also from any transactions involving property or people in the U.S.'s jurisdiction. They also allow the departments enforcing the sanctions, most of the DOJ, to freeze assets list members are holding in the U.S. or anywhere the U.S. can get its hands on them.
Right.
The key word here is freeze, meaning stop anyone from using floaty boaty. That's distinct from confiscate, which would be taking ownership of floaty boaty and doing whatever we want with it. The freezing part has gone great. Over 2,000 feet or over 600 meters of oligarch yacht have been frozen since the invasion. But confiscation is a bit more complicated. See, in order to confiscate one of these super yachts, you have to prove 3 things, each of which is pretty tough. 1, is the yacht proceeds from a crime, in this case, sanctions violations. 2, who actually owns it. And 3,
I don't know.
Owner the person who violated the sanctions. Oligarchs, naturally, don't want their super yachts taken, so they obscure their identities and ownership of the boats by registering them through offshore shell companies or trust funds or under the names of unsanctioned individuals who don't actually control anything or any combination therein. For example,
guys, listen, so I made a video, I don't know, maybe a month ago or so, kind of talking about like asset forfeiture, right? And people in the comments were like, why would someone do that if there's nothing wrong? Like, if you're not doing anything illicit, why would you want to do these things? Example, who owns these nunchucks? Let's play a game. Who owns these nunchucks? I don't own these nunchucks. If that makes any sense, guys. I would prefer nothing ever to be in my name. Nothing is in my name, guys. I had once financed a vehicle, and as soon as that vehicle was finished being paid off of completely, took it out of my name instantly, the day of, right, and sold that vehicle to my company for $38, right, meaning tag and title fees, guys, right? No, I don't own nothing. I don't want to own anything. I'm telling you, I don't want to own anything. I don't want to have an income. I don't want none of these things. Why? Because then people can take them from you. The only way people really can't take them from you, right? Well, that's too much game. Wait a second. Ignore all that. Erase it. I wish I had the Men in Black, like, memory eraser approach. Ignore that. Never mind. Forget that. But you get what I'm saying here, right? I personally would never want to own anything. Nothing. I owned a yacht. I don't own a yacht. What are you talking about? I don't own this microphone. What do you mean?
Well, the Dilbar, a 512-foot yacht functionally owned by sanctioned oligarch Alisher Uzmanov, is registered in the Cayman Islands, a country whose laws don't create much transparency over who owns stuff, and controlled by a shell company based in Malta. So, even though it's pretty universally understood that it's Uzmanov's boat, and therefore under sanctions, it's hard to prove legally since his name isn't attached to it anywhere in the public record. And you won't be surprised to learn that billionaire oligarchs are more than happy to wage costly, eternal legal battles over this kind of thing if it means it'll stop, or at least delay, the sale of their dumb, ugly boats. So what's a sanctioning government to do? Well, they can try to sell the yachts anyway, but buyers hesitate to snap up legally dubious boats lest they be reclaimed upon entering Russian-friendly waters. So that's not super viable. But why not just stop paying maintenance? Turn the key and leave the yachts untouched till everything's sorted out. Well, unfortunately, the sea's yachts will only ever do any good if we eventually sell them. And to do that, we can't let them depreciate, which is extremely difficult. Because it turns out super yachts, like Panda Bears, Child Stars, and HI Riders, have an instinctual drive to self-destruction that you can only overcome with a staggering amount of love, care, and money. If you don't run the propellers, they get barnacles. If you don't scrub all the walls and deck weekly, they get dirt buildup and need a multi-million-dollar paint job. If you don't run the AC, which can run you up to $2,000 in diesel fuel a day, depending on the boat, you get mold everywhere within about 48 hours, which damages, among other things, the teak deck, which costs boatloads of money to replace. Boatloads you'll have to send on different boats because yours is covered in mold, dirt, and barnacles.
And why do people want these things? Guys, listen, that sounds terrible. The maintenance sounds terrible. I'm not running the air conditioner for $7,000 a day. Again, I do think that if you were to just take it out of the water, a lot of these costs can be mitigated, right? Like you can easily run, I don't know, I guess you could run some land-based air conditioner through the unit itself. I mean, but I think you can take a good amount away from, maybe open the windows or something. Guys, I have no idea how to do this, guys. I would just personally say take it out of the water, at least save as much of that money as humanly possible. Like specifically, if you're just going to freeze it, bro, take it out of the water. You'll save on the propellers,
to pay at least a few crew members to stay on board and handle all this, as well as be prepared in case emergencies like fuel leaks, fires, or in the case of the Alpha Nero, a broken sewage system spewing raw effluent into its harbor, all of which are things you're gonna have to pay to sort out if you don't want the yacht to depreciate itself to nothing before you can pawn it off to rebuild a Ukrainian road. Of course, we'd love for the oligarchs to pay all this, but remember, when they got sanctioned, they lost the ability to do transactions or use financial systems in the sanctioning countries. So they're very literally not allowed to pay maintenance costs unless they get special permission to do so, which you won't be shocked to learn most of them aren't seeking. The result, countries like—
Right, because guys, they have their money spread out. I think that would probably be the most intelligent thing anyway. I mean, have multiple currencies. That should be number one, right? I mean, try, at the very least, try to save money in multiple currencies for things like this. Well, and again, not saying that you're doing something terrible, but anything can happen to anyone, right? I mean,
the US and Italy paying tens of millions a year to staff the boats to keep them pretty, floating, and insured. And look, I'm not even here to oppose taxpayer dollars going towards this. Lord knows my taxes do far worse stuff than pay dock fees. I'm mad that a bunch of us are chipping in on yacht upkeep. Knows my taxes do far worse stuff than pay dock.
Right here, at the bottom. Read between the lines, guys.
I'm mad that a bunch of us are chipping in on yacht upkeep and none of us get to use the yachts.
That's right, I want to use the yacht.
System by which every taxpayer who contributes to these yachts' maintenance gets a 1-hour joyride where we can swim in the pools and chill on the sun deck and sprout "My Heart Will Go On" to the setting sun. It's only fair.
Absolutely.
And when you're packing for your 1-hour trip on a tasteless and environmentally unconscionable super yacht, you're going to want to pack your stuff in the most elegant, earth-friendly bags, pouches, and wallets you can get your hands on. For that, I'd recommend this video's sponsor, Bellroy. Bellroy makes simple, functional products that help you organize and carry your stuff. From coins to cash to clothes to chargers to all those punch cards you signed up for to get a free scoop of ice cream or whatever. I, for one, am partial to this tech kit, which keeps the criminal amount of cords I travel with organized and tucked away. And while they put loads of thought into making their designs practical, they put even more into making sure they're not harming the planet in the name of nice duffel bags. They have tons of information available on every material they use, they meet third-party standards for both environmental and labor ethics, and they've been certified as a B Corporation 3 times, meaning you don't just have to take their word that they're trying to do good in the world. So, as the holiday season approaches and you're traveling or buying gifts while traveling, be sure to check out all that Bellroy has to offer and even claim 10% off using the link in the description. You'll be supporting this channel when you do, so thanks.
Okay. Guys, again, I am absolutely not sure we should be leaving this boat in the water. All right. They gave me all the reasons why it should remain in the water. Kind of. Right? It's going to have to sell eventually to rebuild some roads. I get it, bro. But it should probably come out of the water. That's kind of where I am. That's where I'm going to stay. Take it out of the water. That space is obviously way too overpriced for the for what it actually is. I'm sorry. These other ships that are actually bringing in cargo, this is obviously like a cargo place. They're bringing vehicles in. There's no reason for this ship to be here, guys. I'm sorry. But all right, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.